the next one. Like all that coffee, nobody knows it.
He can sit on that side.
Samantha's ready when you give it a cue, I guess.
Well, that's very odd that Carolina won't know to do that. Carolina's not going to send her until that girl is down the aisle, I'm pretty sure. It takes attention away from the bride.
Yeah,
That's
right.
why we don't ever do it, because now they're watching her instead of the bride. Muy amados, estamos aquí en este jardín, en la presencia de Dios, para bendecir y ser testigos de la unión entre este hombre y esta mujer en el santo matrimonio. Dios estableció en la creación el vínculo y el pacto matrimonial. Y nuestro Señor Jesucristo honró esta forma de la vida con su presencia y su primer milagro a las bodas de Cana de Galilea. El matrimonio significa para nosotros el misterio de la unión entre Cristo y la Iglesia. Y las Sagradas Escrituras recomiendan que sea honrado entre todos los pueblos. Es la voluntad de Dios que la unión de esposo y esposa en corazón, cuerpo y mente sea para gozo mutuo, para la ayuda y el consuelo de cada uno se dé, tanto en la prosperidad como en la adversidad. Y cuando Dios lo disponga para la procreación de los hijos. Por tanto, el matrimonio no debe emprenderse inconsiderada o ligeramente, sino con reverencia, deliberación y de acuerdo con los propósitos por los cuales Dios lo instituyó. And into this holy union, Stephanie Michelle Zangronis y Marcos Antonio Miranda Cartas now come to be joined. If any of you can show just cause where they may not be married lawfully, speak now, or else forever hold your peace. And I require and charge you both here in the presence of God that if either of you know any reason why you may not be united in marriage lawfully, and in accordance with God's word, that you do now confess it. Stephanie, ¿quieres tomar a este hombre como tu esposo para vivir juntos en el pacto de matrimonio, para amarle, confortarle, honrarle y cuidarle, tanto en tiempo de enfermedad como de salud, y renunciando a todos los demás, quieres serle fiel mientras los dos viven?
Sí, quiero.
And Marcos, will you have this woman to be your wife, to live together in the covenant of marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And will all of you witnessing these promises do all in your power to uphold Stephanie and Marcos in their life together? Okay, they're not all on board. All right. Bueno, es porque de mi español yo lo sé. Ustedes, testigos de este consentimiento, harán cuanto puedan para sostener a estas dos personas en su matrimonio, ¿sí o no? Okay, now we can continue. El Señor sea con ustedes. Oremos. Dios bondadoso y eterno, tú nos has creado hombre y mujer a tu propia imagen. Mira con misericordia a este hombre y a esta mujer que vienen a ti pidiendo tu bendición. Ayúdales con tu gracia para que con fidelidad verdadera y amor constante honren y guarden las promesas y votos que hacen por Jesucristo, nuestro Salvador, que vive y reina contigo en la unidad del Espíritu Santo, un solo Dios por los siglos de los siglos.
Amén.
¿Y quién entrega a la novia?
Yo, su hermano.
Y puede sentarse. You may be seated. We have two readings. The first one, our reader from the island of Borinque, some of us know it as Puerto Rico. And the host for Stephanie and Marcos every Thursday for their games of dominoes is Joel Alicea.
Stephanie and Marcos, this is a short poem for you on your wedding day. The author is unknown, but I like to say it's for me. Sooner or later, we begin to understand that love is more than verses on Valentine's and romance in the movies. We begin to understand that love is here and now, real and true, and the most important thing in our lives. Love is what makes our favorite memories, and love is the foundation on which we build our dreams.
And our second reader is the Dominican spice enthusiast, and the best friend of both the bride and the groom, and their favorite karaoke singer, Yuki Tabera.
Marcos, my friend, this poem is especially for you on your wedding day. Say goodbye to your bachelor days. Say goodbye to your freestyle ways. Say goodbye to your single life. Say hello to your new wife. Put your laundry in the pile. Talk about feelings for a while. Please wipe off the kitchen sink. Watch your wallet start to shrink. But say hello to love that's true, to someone putting up with you. She'll love you forevermore. That's more than you could ask her for.
And last but not least, as they say, our third reader came all the way from Germany to be here today. And along with Stephanie and Marco, she's a Foo Fighters groupie, and she's the best lasagna maker that they know. Flora Bertano. We told you flowers.
Thank you. Marcos, Stephanie, this poem was written by St. Augustine 1,200 years ago. I read it to you today in Italian. The title is L'amore è tutto, means el amor es todo. And in English it means love is everything. Se tacete, tacete per amore. Se parlate, parlate per amore. Se correggete, correggete per amore. Se perdonate, perdonate per amore. Sia sempre in voi la radice dell'amore, perché solo da questa radice può scaturire l'amore. Amate e fate ciò che volete. L'amore nelle avversità sopporta, nella prosperità si modera, nella sofferenza è forte, nelle opere buone è ilare, nelle tentazioni è sicuro, nell'ospitalità è generoso, tra i veri fratelli è lieto e tra i falsi è paziente. È l'anima dei libri sacri, è virtù della profezia, è salvezza dei misteri, è forza della scienza ed è frutto della fede, è ricchezza dei poveri ed è vita di chi muore. L'amore è tutto.
Now, she may have just read a lasagna recipe, but it was in Italian, and it was so beautiful and so romantic. Well, finally, today is your wedding day. And this is a day that both of you started planning many months ago. And I want to remind all of you that Stephanie and Marcos are not making a commitment today. We all know that commitments are made in private moments with just two people when you both decided, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. This is a public ritual. Now, I'm in my 60s and I've been a priest for almost 33 years now. And I can tell you that 40% of the couples that come here to be married met online. eHarmony, Match.com, Christian Mingle, even Tinder. But not the two of you. You guys met the old-fashioned way. And you could not imagine that 7 years ago that you would be here today. Now, Marcos, your brother Julio showed Stephanie a photo of you. And Stephanie, you said you thought he was cute. And Julio, do you remember you asked, do you want to marry him? You want to marry my brother? And Stephanie said, no. But you can give him my number. Now, even your romantic engagement was not a commitment. And I think you all know that they got engaged in February, not this last February, but in 2016, while they were skiing in Colorado. 2017, right. And if you haven't seen that GoPro video, they're being goofy and they're throwing snow at each other, and then all of a sudden Marcos gets down on one knee. But even that was not the commitment. because you had already made by that time a commitment in your hearts. And what you do here today is ask God's blessing on the commitment that you've already made. Now, we all know that the two of you could have been married anywhere. You have some romantic spots that have memories for the two of you, like Key West. And you may know that early on in their dating relationship, they helped save a whale. One washed up on the beach, and along with many volunteers, they held that whale up until the Coast Guard and the animal rescuers could get there. But you didn't go to Key West. And together you've been all over the Caribbean. Germany, Spain, France, the Czech Republic, Holland, and exotic places like South Africa and Iceland. And tomorrow you both leave for Portugal. And all of those places would have been wonderful, romantic wedding destination locations. But you've all chosen to be married here. And this is a sacred place, a place that is steeped in history. Because for almost 900 years, these cloisters from the 12th century